Neil, first to you. The government has decided to let go of 1 lakh crore in revenue and give middle class the kind of relief that middle class had been clamoring for, asking for. It has finally happened. But honestly, do tell me, what was your expectation? What was the slab as per your expectation going to be? And has the finance minister managed to do better than that?
There was speculation that the slabs would be reduced, and that has indeed happened. I honestly had no idea how much it will happen. Anything is better than nothing. I think it's a good first step. But there are some hidden parts to it behind the headlines. So the first thing to take note of is that the 12 lakh income not having any tax payable, that is because of a rebate, as in you pay your tax, you file your return, and you get some money back. It's not an exemption. People might think that if they have income up to 12 lakhs, they don't have to file returns or pay taxes. That's not true. You do have to pay tax. You just get some of it back.
Right.
The second thing to note is that it doesn't include capital gains. So this is salary income, for example. Capital gains is not included. So with those two provisos, I think it's certainly a good set of reforms.
Right. And in general, of course, your first reaction to the overall budget as well.
From a personal tax point of view, it's really good because apart from the slab rate reductions, there are provisions on the relaxation of TDS limits, for example, especially for senior citizens. TCS on LRS, that threshold has been increased. There has been beneficial provisions for NPS Vatsalya. So there's a bunch of schemes that have been a step in the right direction.
Neil, one question which we've been asked by a few people on Twitter and YouTube. What happens to the old regime now? Because a lot of people were still sort of, using it. I don't exactly have the numbers for it at this point in time with me. But what do you think is going to happen to the old regime now?
Sorry.
I think you're on mute.
Yeah. So the old regime now is a lot less favorable compared to the new regime. There used to be a threshold value of, if you had an income above 15 lakhs, it was a 4.25 lakhs of deductions. That if you claim deductions more than that, then you were better off in the old regime, less than that, the new regime. Now that math will change, and we'll be putting out a detailed table in Mint about how much deduction you have to claim. But the short answer is that old regime now is a lot less attractive.
Right. And quickly, before I actually let you go, of course, there are plenty of things that you have to do, given this is budget day. All the stories, of course, need to be put out in time for your readers. But that question is on TDS for senior citizens, of course, which has been increased now to 1 lakh rupees.
Yes. So this is the threshold of interest that senior citizens can get without having to deal with TDS. Again, a great step for people who obviously don't need to have additional compliance requirements.
Right. And in terms of its impact, what kind of impact are you expecting for this to have? Because, of course, I'm sure the government has the number of people, has the data on the number of people this is going to benefit.
So they have not released those numbers yet, how many seniors would benefit, but definitely at individual level, it helps quite a bit.
All right. So Neil will at some point in time request you to come back and join us once again. But in the meantime, please go back and, file those stories that you need to. And thank you for taking the time, of course, and joining us. As hectic consultations continue, India awaits the Budget 2025 verdict. Will taxpayers now get some relief? How will the Finance Minister push for more consumption? As India Inc. pushes for sector-based reforms, centre weighs options to spur growth. Watch Finance Minister Sitharaman's 8th budget presentation, complete with live updates.
The Finance Ministry should have one uniform rate of tax.
Carefully curated summaries, perspectives from top leaders, and tools to calculate how it impacts your pocket. On 1st February, stay tuned to Mint, your only destination for Budget 2025 coverage.